Just got orders to NSA Mid-South? Well, before you rent an apartment, buy a home, one mistake could leave you with a longer commute, choosing a neighborhood that's not a good fit for you and your family, or not good for your lifestyle. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 4 popular neighborhoods that are close to NSA Mid-South. Hey y'all, I'm Sondretta Green, Air Force veteran, military relocations realtor. I help military members relocate all over Tennessee and Mississippi. Point number 1, military family members often choose the wrong area. You know, there is not a perfect area near NSA Mid-South. One of the biggest mistakes I see military families make is choosing a home before understanding the area. You know, the truth is there isn't one perfect place to live near NSA Mid-South. The best area depends on your commute, budget, lifestyle, and family priorities. The first community we're going to talk about is Millington. NSA Mid-South is located in Millington, Tennessee. So therefore, Millington is going to be your shortest commute. So if you're looking for a place that's closest to NSA Mid-South, a simple commute, and it's usually the most affordable that's going to be near the base, and it's a practical choice for military families. So if your number one priority is to stay close to work, Millington is usually the first place I'd recommend looking. You're closest to the base, your commute is shorter, and housing is often more affordable than the surrounding suburbs. However, the taxes are more expensive than if you're in Atoka or Munford. We're going to talk about those areas there, those 2 areas as well. But Millington may not feel as polished as some of the newer suburban communities, but many military families appreciate the convenience and the value. So if you're moving to NSA Mid-South in the next 6 months, 6 weeks, or a year or so, go ahead. I have in the description below and in the pinned comments, download the free relocations guide that I have there for you. It talks about the commutes. It talks about Memphis, Millington, and just all the sorts of things that would be definitely beneficial to you as a military member relocating to NSA Mid-South. Point number 3, Atoka, Tennessee. That is definitely a pretty popular area that a lot of military families choose. So if you're looking for more space, if you're looking for newer homes, there's a lot. Atoka is building up. There's a lot of homes being built out there with D.R. Horton and D&D, and there's just a lot of newer homes out there. And there's a lot more space. You know, you're not going to have cookie cutter houses. You're not going to have houses right on top of each other. It's a more quieter atmosphere, and it's off the beaten path, not all the hustle and bustle as you may have in the Millington area. And it's a community feeling. It's still a very close-knit military community there, because a lot of military families do choose Atoka area as well. And it's a great option if you're looking for more space and newer homes. Many military families choose Atoka because it feels more like a family suburb than a military town. You'll generally get a larger lot, so the houses won't be right on top of each other, and a quieter, slower pace of life. But your commute will be a little longer if you live directly at Millington. So Atoka is about a 15-minute commute, and Munford's right there with it. So let's go ahead into point number 4, Munford, Tennessee. It's definitely family oriented as well. It's a smaller, tight-knit community, strong community, school focus, and a small town atmosphere. So if your schools and community are high on your priority list, Munford is definitely worth considering. It has more of a small town feel, and many families appreciate the slower pace and the sense of community. The trade-off is you'll have fewer shops and dining options nearby, but you'll have grocery stores, you'll have convenience stores and gas stations, and Munford and Atoka are both building up quite a bit, and they're right next door to each other. And then you'll have Millington for all your, larger, more restaurants, larger shopping or whatnot. And you'll have Memphis and Lakeland that are closer by, that have a lot more shopping options and a lot more conveniences for you as well. So if you're finding this information helpful, go ahead and do yourself a favor and subscribe. Every week, I drop new videos specifically designed to help military members and their families that are relocating to NSA Mid-South and to Fort Campbell. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of the great videos that I post. So let's get back to it. Point number 5, the last suburb that is closest to NSA Mid-South, and we're going to cover other suburbs as well. So stay tuned for the next video. But here we go. Bartlett, Tennessee. Yes, Bartlett, Tennessee. One of the great things that I love in particular about Bartlett is all of the shopping and the restaurants and just the conveniences of Bartlett, Tennessee. And then you're going to have more established neighborhoods, some families that is very important to them. So Bartlett is probably the most complete suburban package on this list. You'll find more restaurants, shopping, grocery stores, and everyday conveniences nearby. Many military families choose Bartlett because it offers a great balance between suburban living and access to Memphis. So it's much more closer to Memphis than the other suburbs. The trade-off is housing prices are often a little higher than in Millington and in Atoka and in Munford. So let's break this down, y'all. Let's go ahead and rack and stack this together. The shortest commute would be, if you're looking for the shortest commute, that would be Millington. Then Atoka has more space and fewer homes. Then Munford is good for the schools and a family atmosphere. And then Bartlett has the shopping, restaurants, and conveniences. I'm going to pull up this chart here so that you can I wanted to also bring up the information about the schools and then just kind of rack and stack everything all together. Millington, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best and 1 being the worst. Millington, when it comes to the commute, it's a 10 because it's closest. Atoka is a 6. Munford is a 5. It's right, they're next to it. And then Bartlett is a 7. And then when it comes to affordability, you got Millington, Atoka, 7, Millington a 9, Atoka 7, Munford a 8, and Bartlett 6. And then when it comes to family feel oriented, then we have 7 for Millington, 8 for Atoka, 9 for Munford, and 8 for Bartlett. And then for schools, racking and stacking the schools, we have Millington is a 6. Atoka's a 7, Munford's a 9, and then Bartlett's a 8. So remember I said from the worst being 1 and the best being 10. That's where the schools rack and stack. And you can look all this information up on niche.com. In the description below, I'll have that reference there for you. And then you can also just look up the community and then look up the schools and look up the report card. And then for conveniences and shopping, you have Millington as a 7. Atoka is a 5, Munford's a 4, and then Bartlett's a 10. And then space and neighborhood feel, Millington is a 6, Atoka's a 9, Munford's a 8, and Bartlett's a 7. And then the overall rating, we have it there. Millington's a 9, Atoka's the 8, Munford's a 8, and Bartlett's a 8. So at the end of the day, it all depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for space, more countryside feel, more rural area, you're going to get that in Atoka and in Munford. And then if schools are definitely important, we gave you some options there. And then if being close to your job, close in proximity is better for you, then you have that there. That will be Millington. So if you're PCSing to NSA Mid-South and you would like to find the best neighborhood and community that's best suited for you and your family, I would love to assist you. You can go ahead and my calendar link is below. You can book a Zoom call with me below and go ahead and set up your home buyer strategy session for free. And we can go ahead and get the ball rolling before you get here in PCS. I do video calls, video tours, and all of that. You will feel like you're right here with me. I know firsthand as serving in the military how sometimes you have to be in another location, choosing a home or doing the inspections and just doing everything from afar. So I'm definitely accustomed to that, being a former military member, and I do that all the time for my military members. And then if you are selling a home and you're leaving here, there's a home seller strategy link below and a home buyer strategy link. There's 2 links below, one if you're selling and one if you're buying a home. Go ahead and click on those links, and myself or one of my team members will help you book your free home buyer or home seller strategy session. Or my number is right up there. You can give me a call and book your free home buyer or home seller strategy session as well. And then remember, if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any other videos that are going to help you prepare before you relocate here to NSA Mid-South. And then if you know somebody that's relocating, leaving NSA Mid-South, or coming here, definitely go ahead and share my information with them. I would love to assist them as they relocate here or as they leave here. And thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to assisting you as you relocate to NSA Mid-South or as you leave NSA Mid-South. Have an amazingly awesome day. Peace.